Greetings, salutations, respect and love. Welcome to the Prog Corner, and welcome to part 2 of your favorite prog albums. Yeah, this has been awesome. If you haven't seen part 1, you probably want to watch that first. I guess it really doesn't matter what order you watch them in. This is part 2 of a 4-part series where I take all of your favorite albums and I rank them all. And yesterday we did 105 through 76, and I got so excited that at the end I did not do the proper annotation for the submissions that were given. I promised I would give credit, and I got so excited towards the end of that video that I just totally dropped the ball. So we're going to rewind a little bit, and we're going to start at 78 with Octavarium from Dream Theater. That was given to me by Z Does Gaming. Number 77 was Lex Rex from Glass Hammer, and that was Michael Benz. And 76 was Three Friends by Gentle Giant. That was Eduardo Calvo. So I'm sorry I messed that up, but today we're doing 51 to 75, and we're gonna start with number 75. This was given to me by Steve, and it's 6 Degrees of Inner Turbulence by Dream Theater. Yeah, Dream Theater's got a few albums on this list, and this was one of the better ones. I really do enjoy them. I'm not a big prog metal guy, but I definitely make an exception for Dream Theater. At number 74, Clear Mana has recommended Phaedra from Tangerine Dream. Boy, I love that guy's handle, Clear Mana. He's obviously a great guy if he's going by that name. At number 73, Arnold B. has suggested Di Terra from Banco del Maturo Socosa. This is an odd choice. Nobody picked Darwin or the first one. This is an instrumental album, so picking a Banco album without the great Francesco D. Giacomo just sounds wrong. It just seems weird, but it is actually a really good album. At number 72, King Crimson Lizard. This came from Not Dead Luna. What a great album. What a strange album. I love it. Robert Fripp hated this album for years. He's even come around to it. It's really, really good. At number 71, we're going back to my favorite soap opera director and Xavier Fidu with his masterpiece, Doomsday Afternoon. If you don't know this guy's version of prog, you need to check him out, and that would be the album to start with. At number 70, yeah, I mentioned nobody recommended or suggested songs from the wood, but I did have one for Heavy Horses, and that's from Daniel Sobel, one of my very first subscribers. What a great album that is. I need to go back and give Prog Network a shout out for the Fidu album. Heavy Horses came to us from Daniel Sobel. I really appreciate your support, Daniel. At number 69, Moon Safari with Blumel Jude. This came to me from Andrew Hamer. Moon Safari is so good. If you like really crisp, tight, bright, shiny vocal harmonies, Moon Safari's your band. They're just incredible, and that is their best album. At number 68, we're going to Mexico with Cast, their album Originalis. It's a double album. This came to me from Tony AMO. Man, I'm a big fan of Cast ever since they released Vigesimus last year. I've been going back into their back catalog, and man, it is just littered with greatness. At number 67, from Android 45, he's gonna give us some Kraut Rock with Can and Tago Mago. What a great album. I mean, Kraut Rock is obviously not in my wheelhouse. I'm diving into Amel Duel and some of the other bands, and hopefully I'll get a little better grasp of the Kraut Rock thing. But I really do like Can, and Tago Mago is probably my favorite album from them. Here's one at 66 that's a little surprising. Peter Hamel, PH7, our second Peter Hamel entry, but neither one was his best album, so I'm a little confused. PH7 was his 8th album, so Hamel's sense of humor is never that far from what he's doing. PH7, I think, refers to the alkaline and acidic nature. Yeah, I guess 7 is a balanced and stable condition, which is the last thing I would ever use to describe Peter Hamel. At number 65, this one came to me from the great Zeb, and we're talking about Gracious's second album. This is Gracious. with the Roger Dean cover. At first, I thought he had nominated their first album. I got some clarification from Zeb. It was, in fact, the second album. Either one, man. What a great band. I love those two albums so much. At number 64, are they prog? Are they post-rock? I don't care. It's Iceland's finest band. It's Sigur Rós with the album Ageless Bergum. Most people's first experience with Sigur Rós was this album. It's their best album. It's amazing. It's a masterpiece. Like Magma, these guys created their own language. It's soft, it's soothing, but there's so much going on musically. It's just terrific. At number 63, a band that I love, that I wish I understood a little bit more. Sometimes their music goes, woo! Right over my head, man, but I dig it. It's Cardiacs with Sing to God. That came to me from Alvaro Romero. The Sigur Rós came from Joe Peace, by the way. I'm still not getting the hang of this at all. Boy, somebody needs to fire me, and that's for sure. I'm just not very good at this YouTube thing at all. At number 62, let's go to Fish Out of Water, Chris Squire's only solo album. What a great album it is. 1975, R.I.P. Chris. I've never cried about anyone dying before in my life, but I cried like a baby when Chris died, and it still hurts to this day. At number 61, the third and final entry from Dream Theater. Yes, Metropolis 2, Scenes from a Memory. It is my favorite Dream Theater album by a mile. It's fantastic. It's perfect. And I don't even like that kind of music. And I love that album so much. At number 60, we're going with a modern band from Italy. Ellesmere Weird. Thank you so much, Zup, for nominating that. I was really surprised. Red Pig nominated the Dream Theater album, by the way. But Ellesmere Weird, I just picked this up on vinyl. It was only available on CD for a long time, so I'm so happy to have it in my vinyl collection now. What an amazing album with guest stars from Vandergraaf Generator, King Crimson, the Flower Kings, on and on. It's just amazing. Such a great album. At number 59, let's go to the US of A and Happy the Man's second album, Crafty Hands. This comes to us from Eckhart Ruder. Great suggestion. I love both Happy the Man albums. The first two are just incredible. I should have said both of their Arista albums because they, have more than two albums, but those first two Happy the Man albums, oh, so good. Yeah. At number 58, Anthony Phillips, The Goose and the Ghost. Marcos Wagner Olivieri came up with that one. His first solo album. It's got appearances from Phil Collins and Michael Rutherford. It's a continuation of the Trespass kind of Genesis sound. It's really great. So underrated. At number 57, another modern one from the US of A. We're talking about Evership, The Uncrowned King Part 1. Man, I love this album. It was my second favorite album of last year. They've got a new one coming out later on this year. Hopefully, they're working on it. The Uncrowned King Part 2. Sarah Hutchinson recommended this one. Sarah, good job. I am 100% in agreement with you on that. At number 56, King Crimson Discipline. Back from the dead. Robert Fripp brings the band back with a new lineup and a great new sound. What a terrific album that was. Talk about singularity, taking the progressiveness of King Crimson and adding the Afro beats and the cool rhythmic stuff that Talking Heads was doing. It's just amazing. You know the album. I'm preaching to the choir here, I think. At number 55, we're going with Italy's Logos and Sadako e le Mille Gru de Carta. This one was just incredible for me. Came out in 2020. I think I had it at number 3 or 4 that year. But it's the story of a Japanese girl who suffers radiation burns during the nuclear bomb drop on Hiroshima. It's just incredible. It's an amazing album. I just love them. Okay, at number 54, we're staying in Italy, but we're going with a classic. PFM Per Inimico. I love PFM so much. The Italian prog stuff has been kind of my thing for the last 5 years. I have not done an Italian prog episode. I'm really looking forward to doing that very, very soon. But Per Amico is one of the best Italian prog rock albums ever. It's just incredible. If you don't know it, you really do need to know it. At number 53. Starless and Bible Black from King Crimson. This is my underdog favorite King Crimson album. Yeah, I do prefer Lark's Tongues and Aspect and Red. I'm not crazy. But there's something about Starless, the live nature of a lot of these tracks, the off-the-cuff feel, the weird lyrics, but primarily Fracture, which ends side 2. Wow. Just incredible. At number 52, I am going with The Power and the Glory from Gentle Giant. I love this album. It's so crisp and powerful. It's weird and dissonant. It's got everything I want from a Gentle Giant album. Cogs and Cogs, which opens up side 2, is kind of my go-to track if I want to describe to somebody what prog is in less than 4 minutes. It's got everything you want in that short runtime. What an amazing album. What an amazing band. Number 51. Oh man, I haven't been giving any of these shout outs. Oh, jeez, I'm terrible. Okay. Discipline was from Charles Bannister. Logos was from John Prog Rock. Per Amico, Burke Boyer. You just shot me a comment. How could I not mention you? Starless and Bible Black came to us from Christopher McLaughlin. The Power and the Glory was from Stephen Clark. And at number 51, this comes courtesy Ondas Neurophiles. And we are doing Remember the Future from Nectar, an amazing album. That was the first Nectar album I had ever bought. I saw it in the record store, and I loved the album cover, and I was not disappointed. I then went back and got Tab in the Ocean and, a lot of their older stuff. But I love Nectar. What a great band. That is the wrap-up for 51 to 75 or something like that. Part 3 is going to be 26 to 50. But I just had a couple of notes I wanted to do here. First of all, Yes dominated this thing. There were actually 8 Yes albums nominated, but Genesis had 6, King Crimson had 5, Gentle Giant had 5, and Marillion had 5. So you freaks obviously have a certain group of bands that you like. So this has been helpful to me to try to formulate where I go in the future. Anyway, I'm going to be doing part 2 tomorrow. I really enjoyed part 3. This is part 2. I can't keep it all straight. Part 1 yesterday had a lot of the obscure stuff. But as we go on with this, parts 3 and 4, you're going to know all these records. You just want to hear how I rank them. Anyway, I love you guys. Look for part 3 tomorrow, and I will see you freaks soon. Have a great one.